All right, it's 2024. We survived 2023. Honestly, after the previous 3 years, 2023 wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like we leveled up a lot. So 2023, it was we did our recap. We don't need to revisit 2023. That's in the rearview mirror. That's the past.
hmm
So we're gonna
hmm
we're gonna talk about 2024 goals, which are apparently very healthy, and then resolutions, which I've been told are unhealthy. So why do they call them resolutions? What's the story there?
Um, I'm not sure. I'm guessing because I'm guessing because resolutions are it's more of like a coming around,
Hmm.
like this time around,
Resolution could refer
like
to a resolve, a decision, or determination. How is a
yeah.
resolution bad but a goal is good?
Well, I mean, because problem is that most resolutions, people don't do anything about them. They're like, oh yeah, I'm making this resolution, and then they don't follow through. Whereas if
Uh,
people who make goals usually, I mean, it's also the same thing. A lot of people who make goals don't follow through. But hey, that's the idea is that if you set a goal, the goal is to meet the goal.
it feels like one of those the power of names situations
hmm
where
hmm
resolutions got a bad rep, and so they're like,
Yeah.
don't call them resolutions, call them goals.
Yeah.
But they're actually the same thing apparently.
hmm
But I think the problem is the ancient Christians who settled America. They were like really about like denial of self and pleasure, right? So like a lot of resolutions were I'm not going to do this thing instead of I resolve to do this thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So maybe that's where
Yeah.
like the difference came from because that's what I associate a resolution with is not doing something anymore, and then a goal is trying to do that thing. But
Okay.
ideally, they're the same thing. But I think over time, one has become associated with giving something up, and then one has been associated with achieving something, even though the
hmm
word has the same meaning.
hmm
Beats me. I don't know. We could treat it like that for the purposes of this vodcast, though. So goal is something that
Oh.
goal is something that you're moving towards. Resolution is something you're trying to move away from.
Okay.
You've resolved to move away from that thing. Mm. Mm. Okay. So no pressure, but you should go first.
Okay. I mean,
And
my
these are
first.
technically this should just be tabletop role playing game resolutions. But if you want to share your personal resolutions, we have a couple of hundred viewers, so I mean, you could share your biz with
So
yeah.
it's sort of my resolution is sort of tabletop related and personal.
Okay.
So the tip for resolution thing I'm trying to avoid doing is I'm gonna cut back a little bit on how much tabletop I'm playing.
What?
Uh, yeah, so but right now I'm in 3 games and running one,
Mm.
and so I'm starting to get there's like when a one shot comes around, it's like man that'd be awesome to play in that one shot. I'm like I'm already in so many games, I need to step back, and so this year what I'm planning to do is after if Mythic ends,
If
that'll be
Mythic ends, how dare you?
if if Mythic ends, that'll be the end of that one. When
Uh,
Strahd ends, that'll be the end of that one. And then I'm in the Saturday game, which is the one I mostly just recently started. And since that game is on a Saturday, like if I'm giving up a Saturday night, I have to bring back all my other nights.
yeah.
'Cause,
I forgot that you had that on Saturday. So I was gonna do my Kingdom Death stuff on Saturday.
yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
that would mean there's no way for Ark to do it then, because he runs his game on Saturday nights.
Well,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Our Saturday nights are packed.
Damn, that
Uh,
sucks.
the
What a
the
terrible what a
Cyberpunk crew
terrible
is.
night to play Dungeons and Dragons. What a terrible night to play
I,
Dungeons and Dragons.
I know, but man, it's so good.
Eh.
Anyways, so yeah, I need to cut back. So what my plan is that once Strahd ends and once Mythic ends, then the only one I'll have is that Saturday game, and then the game I'm running on either Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on whichever one that falls on.
Mm, mm.
Um, and so hopefully that'll be the thing, and then I'll have room for like if a one shot shows up, I can jump into it because
Mm.
it's just one night,
Mhm. Mhm.
it's that week.
Okay.
And
Sh-
that way I can also have I know other people are trying to run other games. I know somebody was trying to run Call of Cthulhu. So as a one shot or two shot, I can join that. Try and join that. I know the Starfinder thing is coming out soon. It's supposed to be coming out this year, so hopefully people play that. There's people trying to do that MCDM. I think Leah's trying to do that MCDM one shot. So I want to have space open to try out that stuff. Right. And then
I'm gonna write this down for accountability's sake. You know what I'm saying? For accountability. All right.
Yeah. Before.
So later people can be like, "You guys said," and then we can be like, "We lied." All right. So Dom has said less games. Dang. Okay.
Less campaigns.
Oh, less campaigns. Okay.
Yeah.
Less campaigns, more systems.
Yeah. More systems are I guess more like more
variety.
Games. Yeah.
Okay, more variety. Okay. Comma, more one shots and miniseries, or you don't want to get locked into a miniseries.
I mean, if it's a miniseries like two weeks,
about to say the guy that ran the, I don't want to call anybody out, but the guy that ran the Monster Hunter miniseries, it was a pretty beefy miniseries. I'm saying, I think it was like 40 weeks, which is pretty long for a miniseries. You know what I'm saying?
It was 20 sessions. It was 22 sessions. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I was thinking about the Witchlight that was 40 sessions. That should have gone longer, honestly, but I won't. Whatever. Let's keep going. All right. Yeah. So less campaigns, more variety, more one shots and miniseries. Okay.
Yeah, that's my resolution is and that's the reason. So the resolution is less games to allow me to do more, more variety and try more stuff.
Okay, got it.
That's the resolution.
Okay.
Goal is and this is one of the main reasons why I decided to run Strength of Thousands is it's a very heavy RP with lots of NPCs. With lots of different personalities, and I think that's the part where I'm lacking the most as a DM. It's like my NPC department, and so I'm using this as a way to challenge myself and have cooler NPCs. There's this other DM that I play with that plays that really good at NPCs, so I need to learn from them.
If we teamed up, we would be like combined. We would be the greatest dungeon master of all time.
And that's extra life. We get Will, you, and me.
Oh, we do, man. That's all three. Life. Yeah, the trifecta there. Oh man. And then the dark, and then the dark, and then the Lord of Darkness, Cadenex, comes up with puzzles. Yeah. So it's honestly like Christian mythology. Like there's the Holy Trinity, and then Satan. You know what I'm saying? Well, no. Like. Oh man. All right. So your goals are to improve my role playing, and NPC development. And your plan for that is run Strength of Thousands. I never know if it's 8,000 or thousands.
It's thousands with an S.
Okay, again. Got it. Okay. And then you abbreviated SOT, but you're going to make some people upset because we use SOT for Sea of Thieves. So, I mean, you might have to put SO 1K or something, so that we know, that you're not inviting us to be pirates. You're just running your nerdy magic school game.
Hey, and if you look at the location that the game takes place, this Shackles is right there.
I know. One Piece is it's been an experience. My 2023 journey into One Piece. I'm at episode like 600 something.
Oh my goodness.
I think that's pretty good since I started in fucking July or something. You know what I mean? Yeah. But now that I know that there's a show and they're gonna remake the cartoon like to be condensed and like good, it's very hard to stomach the cartoon, like the animated show, because there's like the filler feels extra filly. Knowing that it doesn't need to be there, and knowing that future me is going to be able to enjoy it without the filler, makes the filler a lot harder to stomach. But the benefit is I can listen to the current One Piece, and if it was actually well made, I'd have to sit there and watch it. So like I can multitask it. Anyways, but it does get me very excited about pirates and all that. I don't know. I'm not ready for that. I've got very clear goals right now, and none of them involve homebrew. of any kind. Um, so yeah.
I'm telling you, a short Pathfinder campaign in the shackles, homebrew, just do some CFEs and One Piece pirate stuff.
I
There's
don't
like
I don't
there's
know,
actually
man.
ship mechanics and stuff like that. I know what you call it. Hero Maps has like a whole like island sea like coastline.
Who has this?
Heroic Maps.
Oh, Heroic Maps. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They got it all. Yeah.
Mhm.
Somebody was asking today, like, where I got the ice bridge map for Mythic when you guys had to cross that ice bridge. There was a Yeti King and all that kind of stuff. You might recall a million years ago. Yeah, and since that time, Heroic Maps has released 2 maps that would have been better than the map that I used at that current time. One of them is actually made of ice, and one of them is just a giant Titan skeleton that died laying across the chasm, and you have to cross on the bones of this dead Titan. I was like, God damn, that's a lot cooler than just ice bridge. But I don't know. Anyways, getting off track, getting unfocused. So that's it. You're super focused. You got 1 resolution and 1 goal.
And for tabletop, at least for right now, yeah.
Damn, I'm a little jealous. I'm a little jealous. I
gotta do something I gotta do something manageable. That second one, that goal of just being better at NPCs is very.
So other than applied practice, what other steps are you gonna take? Because like, I'll be honest, your resolution, you have that mapped out pretty well. Like, if I were to put the steps here, it would be when Thursday opens, comma.
Yeah, but the hard part there is not signing up for more games.
When Sunday opens, leave it open. All right. Well, fair enough. I mean, I didn't even make it a single Tuesday without a game, and then I'm like, might as well just play Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. Might as well. So, all right. But your goals here, you're gonna run Strength 1000, but like, what are you gonna sign up for some improv? Are you gonna be doing some research?
I've actually been doing a little bit more reading.
Okay. Okay.
Like listen to audiobooks.
Okay. Audiobooks is huge. Audiobooks is huge for that.
And so before, I've always listened to just audiobooks that are like Star Wars books. And so I've kind of branched out to just generic, fantasy novels. And so that kind of helps me, figuring out, okay, what's this character like? And then like, I remember this character from this audiobook. Maybe this character is kind of like them.
Dude.
And maybe had, and like, I'm not a person about voices, but at least I might be able to do like, like cadence changes. Of how people speak.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And just like things like that. So that's what I'm trying to do. And like audiobooks is the thing. And then one good thing is that with the way Strength 1000 is written, they have like a good like description and personality thing written out for all the major NPCs. And there's a lot of major NPCs in this 1 to 20.
Yeah, no.
You have students that you grew up with. You have students that you eventually are your students. So there's a lot of like personalities and backstories, and like this is kind of how they speak, and this is what they care about. This is their personality. So it kind of helped me. Okay, I have to try and be all these NPCs. So hopefully the practice there.
So other things I can recommend for this is the Crash's voice mod or whatever it is. Where it records like a snippet.
Yeah.
So when you do that, you don't just like record the voice you're going to use. Record like their catchphrase, if they have one. This is something that I've been meaning to do. Is like I saw on Reddit a list of like catchphrases, and the idea is nothing is more iconic, right, for a character, more memorable than giving them a catchphrase, even if it's overdone. Do you know what I'm saying? If they're always like, it's a flavor booster, right? Like, that's the stupidest thing in the world. But if they keep saying it all the time, people are gonna be like, that guy, that's his thing. He always says that's a flavor booster all the time. He says that's a flavor booster, and like that shit really works. Look at One Piece, and every character has a unique laugh. they all have these different laughs, and all of the laughs are different, and the voice actors try their best to laugh like it is written down in the manga, even if it doesn't sound like a laugh, right? And it's very like iconic, and it's a good way of kind of like defining like this character, right? So like things like how they laugh and their catchphrase, those are easy things to really bring that into focus. But what you should do with the voice, and this is something that I didn't do with Outlaws because I'm just rolling the dice, baby. I have had so many voice files lost in Foundry updates that I think I need to record myself recording the voices of all the NPCs for the campaign. So with Outlaws, I had a session, like a prep session, where I put everybody, like all of the major NPCs, into one scene. It's like a murder board with all the NPCs for the entire game. And I went one by one, and I voice acted every single one of them. And then I have recorded myself locally doing that in case I lose the files, and then I can go and listen to it again to kind of get back some of those character voices for consistency and stuff like that. Yeah. But like I've lost like over the years like so many because of like, you know, just updates and stuff, and then I'm just like, I'm not gonna unupdate and reinstall to try to get back the voice files, and then I haven't been maintaining like a local Foundry and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, having that is great. If you aren't using amazing stuff like Foundry and you're on like Roll20, you could like have pictures of all the NPCs and like record yourself locally, kind of scrolling through those NPCs, and just practice, and then listen back to how that sounds like, and then you're kind of looking at the art and listening to yourself, and you're like, yeah, that sounds pretty good. So that works really good too. Is just like listening to yourself can be huge. Bored in the car pretending to be Strahd Zarovich was the reason I decided to run Curse of Strahd finally. I was like, dang, man, you're sounding pretty good. So I like recorded it and I listened to it when I got to work, and I was like, okay, I think I could probably do this. I'm kind of into this idea. So yeah, like never be afraid to pretend to be the characters just all the time. Like in the car, while you're cooking, while you're feeding the cats, in the shower, just, you know, play by yourself, like as the characters, kind of role play as the characters. I found that to be a really great way to keep it like at hand. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like Scottrick says, I act out NPCs while driving too. It's great practice. Yeah, to just kind of keep that fresh, right? Like all the time. Yeah. Cool. All right. Excellent. It sounds like you got a plan. It sounds like you got a solid plan. I would also add to your list, sign up for roleplay heavy one-shots. For sure. And then I don't know what kind of party games are around anymore, but could be cool to just get people together to do some like ad lib. What is that shit called when you're acting but you don't have a script? Improv. Yeah, it sounds dumb, but it'd be kind of fun to get people together for like a whose line is this anyways kind of evening, where everybody's just kind of hanging out and the points don't matter kind of thing. And yeah, I mean, it could be pretty fun. Like Scottrick pointed out, Vampire the Masquerade, which is 90% role playing.
Part of what kind of like started this was also in Cyberpunk, where it was a lot easier because instead of it being fantasy people, it was just like random Joe on the street, and so it was a lot easier to like kind of come up with like, what is this person dealing with,
right?
And so you have, you know, crazy old man, and then you have you know, guy who stutters a lot. And so that's what I've been doing so far with Cyberpunk, at least in the later parts of Cyberpunk now that they've been running into like, you know, other NPCs. A lot of the fixtures, I've kind of given them like a cadence. I haven't done voices yet, but I've done
and you never have to. It's important to note, you never have to do voices. but being descriptive of mannerisms and behaviors and dialogue is, in my opinion, worth way more than silly voices, right? So yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
All right. I've delayed long enough. I will share my resolution and goals. Wah. All right, so resolution is something you're trying to do less of. Oof. Okay. Well, I want to say that I'm trying to do less. Here we go. I'll say less. There we go. Less self-harm. There we go. Not to alarm anybody, but and by that I mean hydration and sleep, and apparently there's these things called vitamins.
I thought it would be tabletop related, not personal.
Well, according to my end of the year survey about tabletop, these are areas I need to improve in to be a better game master. So, and maybe if I'm healthier and better rested, I won't be an asshole anymore, which is apparently another thing I might need to tweak just a little bit. So I'm thinking that's a pretty good resolution right there. I can't resolve honestly to run less games. Because I run paid games, and I actually am doing things with the money I'm earning from the paid games. So like my budget's built around running the games. So it's very hard to just be like, oh well, I guess I won't have that side income anymore. Yeah.
Right now for me, my paid games are funding my other games that I'm playing.
Right. Yeah. No, and that's fair because if you didn't have that money coming in to balance out the games that you were playing in, you'd feel it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You'd feel it.
Mm-hmm.
I know that we are very fortunate to have some very successful and comfortably set people on our server, and that helps a lot at Extra Lifetime for sure. And it also helps a lot because there's people willing to sign up and play in these games. But like, I wouldn't have felt comfortable signing up for Abomination Vaults if I didn't have money coming in from like paid games and stuff. Like this provides me with the money to pursue hobbies, to take care of my very needy pugs, to have emergency funds in case something goes wrong. Like my dog almost died like 2 years ago, poisoning himself, and like I was just moved into my house, I had no money. I don't ever want to be in that situation again. You know what I'm saying? So like, as long as there's people willing to play, and as long as I'm drawing some breath, I'm gonna try to hustle. You know what I'm saying? So
and that's why you have this first resolution, so you can keep drawing breath, so you can keep playing.
Exactly. So rather than say I'm gonna run less games, I'm just gonna take better care of the robot I'm piloting that runs the games. So there you go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So then my goals, boy, howdy. All right. So goals. Big goal is finish Mythic. However, hold on. The other goal is stop hating on 5e. Okay? 5e has been good to me, and it's done what it has always done. And it is unfair of me to want more from it than what it can give me. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like a beautiful dolphin, and I'm mad because it doesn't know how to skateboard. Do you know what I'm saying? I gotta accept the limitations that are there. And if there are aspects of it that I don't enjoy, change it. If I think that that's too much work, then just don't have those things at all. I personally dislike high-level gameplay in 5e, and other than Mythic, like Strahd, max level is going to be 13, I believe, 12 or 13, and then that'll be that. You know what I'm saying? And that's without really a lot of magic users, or slash any magic users. So to me, that's manageable. That's certainly manageable. I don't want to deal with the decision making that has to be done constantly, and at the higher level of play to make D&D 5th edition viable. But that doesn't mean that it is deserving of the sheer amount of dumping on that I gave it last year. So it is what it is, and it's very fun at what it is and what it does. And if you don't like it, we learned last year, there's a shitload of other options out there. So yeah, don't be hating this thing for being what it is. You know what I'm saying? Change it to be what you want, and if that's not enough, find what you need. So stop hating on 5Es. One of my goals. I guess that would be a resolution, right? Because that's something that I'm trying to get away from. So I guess I'll put that up in resolution. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I guess another resolution is stop rushing the end. So I talked about this before, but I like ending games. I like games to end. Nothing I hate more than finding out a campaign didn't finish, right? Like, I heard about a campaign today that didn't finish, and I was mad. I'm still fucking mad about it. I do not like games to be started and then not finished. I feel that the dungeon masters, when they are getting ready to run a game, they need to be researching the game that they're going to run. If you see that there's this game, Kingmaker, right? It takes 3 years. Who told me it takes 3 years? Paizo told me it would take 3 years to run this game. 3 years. I need to take that seriously, right? If I don't have the lifestyle that can support running a weekly game for 3 years, I have no business running that game. And to do it anyways, because I think I might be able to make it work, is selfish and irresponsible. And that's just how it is. That's how I feel, man. I know that puts me at odds with a lot of people. There's a lot of very caring and understanding people on our server. I'm not one of them. I think that if you, especially if you're taking money from people for a game and you don't finish running that game, you're a thief. Like, that's how I feel about it. You stole my time and my money. And my time's worth way more than my money, so I'm double pissed. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, there's very few DMs on our server that I would trust to run a game all the way to completion. That's why whenever I see you offering up a game, it's so hard to resist. It is so hard to resist signing up for every game you run, because I know that when you say you're going to do something, you do it. Now, in my situation, I have games where I talk to the players, listen to them, I try to predict how long the game is going to go, and the players might message me and say, hey, this game, you said it was going to be a year long. We're coming up on a year. Are we really going to be done in time? Because I can't afford to keep playing past that date. Or I have other obligations coming up that I planned around because you advertised this game as only taking a year. Or I signed up for some other project or some other game because you told me this game was going to take 18 months. We're already at 17 months. How much longer is this game going to go on? Those people are not jerks for wanting the advertised product, the advertised service, to stick to what it said. And I try very hard to pull that shit back on track and make it happen. With Curse of Strahd, in the ad, I said it could take 18 to 24 months because I wanted to make sure that I padded it this time. I've been trying to add, like, an extra 6 fucking months because people will be a lot happier to find out, A, we finished 5 months early, than be told, I don't know when it's going to end, guys. Sorry. It could just go on forever. It could be the next Mythic Odyssey. I don't know. We could be here for the rest of our lives. I've had games where the players, there was no agreed upon time when it would end, but I needed it to end. And for me, that was Skull and Shackles. Like, I needed Skull and Shackles to end. Red Hand of Doom. A lot of people felt that it was too much at the beginning and not enough at the end. And that honestly was a pacing issue, both with me and also with the players. There were a lot of players, and they didn't always agree on what to do, and they spent a lot of time overthinking things. And so in order to hit any kind of realistic deadline to match up with the advertisement for the game, I had to start just being like, well, we're moving on. We're done. I don't want to rush my Curse of Strahd games or my Mythic Odyssey game. My only stipulation for Mythic Odyssey is that you finish by the end of 2024. I think you'll finish well before then, but I don't want anybody to feel rushed. Do you know what I'm saying? We've already invested so much time and money into this game, and it's a lot of money for me too. I gotta pay Sapiku every month through Patreon, or I can't use their maps anymore. I can't, because I'm a streamer, and they have a user agreement where if you're a streamer, you have to have an active Patreon account with them. Even though I don't need any more fucking maps, like Benios maps, I have an active Patreon with them because I have to have a Patreon to stream their maps. They're not paying me to stream their maps. I'm paying them to use their maps in my streamed games. So they're there are fees and stuff associated as well with running some of these games that, it is what it is. But we've invested the time and the money. Why rush the ending at this point? Why rush the ending? Yeah. So, no rush as far as I'm concerned with any of those games. And Curse of Strahd, we have, I think, a pretty good stretch there, right? I said it was going to be up to 24 months. We'll definitely, all three will finish before 24 months is up. Yeah. And then Mythic, I think it's very fair for me to say that we need to get this fucker done by the end of the year. So, that is why my goal is finish Mythic by the end of 2024, and the resolution that is tied into that is to stop rushing the end of my campaigns. Now, my other goal is to revise my Roll20 tutorial series. That's right. It's been 4 years. It'll be 4 years in April. It'll be 4 years in April. And
how much has changed since you last went there? It must be a different program now.
Like 20%. Do you remember when you would build a game and it would have there'd be only 3 different animated backgrounds to choose from? And in my video, apparently, because I'm rewatching the video to teach myself how to use Roll20, so that I can teach how to use Roll20. So Crash in the past is making fun of the fact that there's only 3 options. He's like, the product's been out for 5 years and there's only 3 options. What are you gonna do? Guess how many options there are now?
4.
3.
Oh my goodness.
9.
Okay, when you do start a game, you better reference that.
Yeah, 9 years. 9 years. Oh my god. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I've already started the work. This time around, I'm providing an adventure that I wrote myself. I'm gonna reach out to Heroic Maps and see if they are willing to make one of their maps essentially publicly available through the tutorial. If they are not, I'm going to make a map in Incarnate, and then I'm going to teach people how to set up that map, how to light that map. They'll be able to keep the map. I'll have the rights to the map, so there's no shady, are these assets yours? You're sharing them with all these people, blah, blah, blah. Token art, same thing. We're only going to use the token art that's included with Roll20 or SRD or publicly available tokens and things like that. I might reach out to Trash Mob Minis and be like, hey man, I'm going to do a new tutorial series. Can I use your art as the tokens? And then I'll, in every description of the video, I'll send them over. So I was doing the research today, and the official Roll20 tutorial series, my series is 3 times as many views, with only 20 videos versus their 52 videos. Yeah, so the videos are still getting a lot of views. The videos are still helping a lot of people, but I was walking myself through the videos today and I was like, damn, they really are out of date. Like, there's just a lot of things that don't exist anymore, or the menus have been moved around, or the interface has been changed. There's new features, there's new lighting. It's easier to link up tokens. So I am going to focus on a new series for Roll20. I reached out to Roll20 through their, I don't know what it is, affiliate ambassador. I think they call it ambassador program. And I said, like, I'm going to do a new series. I would like to do this partnered with you rather than independently. And maybe we could look at doing a Phandelver campaign in Roll20. So we'll wait to hear back from them. So if they get back to me, then that's something that I'm definitely going to kind of put onto the agenda for the year. Either way, the goal is to have the new tutorial series out at the beginning of April 1st, at the latest, to sort of like, hey, it's been 4 years. Here you go. Here's an updated version of the thing. Ugh. And then my thing is, I like Phandelver. I feel like Phandelver is the heart of 5th edition D&D, and that adventure does look like Baldur's Gate at home. It's very much Baldur's Gate at home.
Actually, a quick question about that.
Yeah.
How is it compared to actual starter set? Is it like new starter set?
No,
is it not a starter set?
It's. Do you remember in Acquisitions Incorporated, the everything took place in Phandelver, and they kind of referenced the previous adventures in Phandelver, and then they released another starter box that also took place in Phandelver, and that kind of mentioned the other starter box. It's kind of got that vibe. It's definitely not a starter box adventure. It is very much Baldur's Gate mashed up with Phandelver. Yeah, because it has a lot of that, like, you're fighting Gerblins, and you're at Cragmaw Keep yet again, fighting the Gerblins. But this time, the Gerblins, they're working for the Drow, just like they were before. But this time, the Drow, he's working for Mind Flayers. And so, I don't know. I kind of like it. I'm kind of into it. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be nice 5e nostalgia, you know? 5e nostalgia.
I have a friend who is like, I want to get into DMing, and I don't know anything about it. So, Dom, how do you do this? And I was telling her to get one of the starter sets, and I was trying to see which one would probably be the best one to.
I think it's a pretty solid adventure. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's a pretty as Carrot points out in chat, the Phandelver cinematic universe. Red Kobold, right, on our server, he tried to do like a super Phandelver. But the game just did not stay together with like scheduling and everything else. I would be very tempted to bring that in there, like to kind of take the best stuff from all the different Phandelver stuff and kind of moosh it together. Maybe even have an Acquisitions Incorporated, office building in the town of Phandelver. You know what I'm saying? It'd be pretty fun. I feel like if you're gonna do D&D, you might as well lean all the way into it. Now, I do have on the shelf back here the fancy pants art for Planescape. I haven't even taken this thing out of the plastic yet, but there she is, the crush of my high school nerd life, the Lady of Pain, right? And like, I haven't even cracked this baby open yet, because I was so upset with how WotC and Hasbro were treating the property. I didn't want to be excited about anything related to D&D. So even though as soon as T. Ditzarelli or whatever, as soon as he like posted like, I'm doing the art for this limited edition box, I immediately pre-ordered it because he was my artistic inspiration as a child. Like, he did all the art for the Monster Manual for 2nd edition D&D. He did all of the art for the entire like Planescape campaign setting, which is my favorite campaign setting as a kid. He did the Spiderwick Chronicles, which I purchased and read to my child. So like, when I had a chance to get this, I was like, I have to get it. You know, I have to get it. But I haven't even cracked it open because I was afraid of being excited about anything related to 5e because my heart was broken so hard and it was just iced over. So my resolution, stop hating on 5e. I am going to probably crack this boy open this year and at least give it a read. I don't know if I'll run it, but I would definitely give it a read. Because other goals that I have this year is I do want to run more Pathfinder. But more so than running Pathfinder, I want to play more Pathfinder. I love playing Pathfinder 2e. I love playing Pathfinder 2e. I am still sad about not continuing with Stolen Fates, but I just needed some flexibility, and I just needed like time off from like constantly playing games. Even if like Tuesday night I'm sitting here playing Baldur's Gate, it's my decision, if that makes sense, to play Baldur's Gate. And if I don't feel like playing more than an hour or so, I just go to bed early. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's no commitment, right?
That's the same thing with my wanting to cut back too. Is that it's not like I'm now gonna have something else to do that day. It's just that being able to be flexible enough to say like, okay, yeah, I can hang out for 2 hours, but I have something else I have to do. All right, I don't have to leave. If something else didn't happen, I don't have to leave early for it, or just have the flexibility. That was the thing.
Yeah.
For why I want to cut back a bit.
Yep. So that was real big for me. Was I want to play more Pathfinder. I really do, but I just wasn't ready to play more Pathfinder yet. Like the timing to play like Stolen Fates, it just wasn't there yet. So like, I definitely do want to play more. I definitely want to play more Pathfinder 2 because I love playing it, and I enjoy running it. I definitely don't love running it, but I enjoy running it. I think it's a phenomenal system. I also, goal this year is to try out the MCDM game. Because Matt Colville, like their games, like they make good shit, especially their monsters. My first Roll20 purchase when I return to Roll20 will be Flee Mortals because one, I ain't setting them fucking monsters up myself. Roll20 is very expensive. Roll20 is very expensive. I missed out on a lot of content over the last 3 years on Roll20, and I was like looking at my character mancer like my pantry was only half full. I was like, oh god, it's gonna be hundreds of dollars to like buy the stuff I need to fill up this character mancer. That sucks. But like,
do they have the D&D Beyond connection too?
I could check. I don't think they do. They have the drive-through RPG connection. No, not the drive-through RPG. They have the DM's Guild. Yeah, they have the DM's Guild, which is kind of dope. There's a lot of product now, dude. Over on Roll20, there's a lot of product. And like, I was enjoying today the things that they do well. They do really well. The iPhone versus Android thing is real. It's real. Because I was like, damn. I can't do this that I could do on my Android, Foundry game, but I don't really care because like the things that I do need it to do, it just does those things. It just reliably does those things. It doesn't do a lot, but it does the things that it needs to do. And I was like, it was kind of refreshing. It was kind of refreshing.
There's no way to finagle your way to get in to do the other things, so you don't feel pressure to try.
Well, you can. As Orf pointed out on the Discord today, you can go download the tools and the plugins and the API and the mods. At that point, I'll just go back to Foundry. I'll just go back to Foundry.
It's such a harder barrier than just install this mod.
Oh, absolutely.
There's no reason why it's like it doesn't exist.
Butler Log says you can export from D&D Beyond to Roll20. It just takes a browser add-on. Yes, the same browser add-on that was developed by Kakaroto, who made The-Forge VTT, our most wonderful and currently only sponsor. But I would definitely look at integrating my D&D Beyond stuff because it's very expensive. Like, oh my god, I was like, this shit's pricey. I give them $100 a year. And then they still want more from me, like a lot more from me. I'm just like, god damn, it's a lot of money. Anyways, so I do want to try out the MCDM game. That Kickstarter or backer kit or whatever the hell they used for it. It closed today. They made $4.5 million. That feels like a decent amount of money to make a tabletop RPG with. Cryptic Muffin has already been playtesting it. Seems favorable. They claim that they will be running some playtest for our server. So that could be fun. Excited about that. Scotrick is going to run some Vampire the Masquerade, which I definitely want to try that out. So try new Vampire the Masquerade. I have seen a lot of World of Darkness and Vampire the Masquerade activity on Twitter, X, and all that kind of stuff. So it seems like the community's growing stronger, getting some health. You know, it's rising from the dead a little bit.
I guess I'll add that to add another thing to my goal is speaking about other systems. I know they've been doing the new Starfinder like Next thing where it's supposed to be like just Pathfinder but fused with sci-fi. Yeah, I love sci-fi, but I haven't really found like the only system right now that has hit for me for sci-fi is Cyberpunk. But it would be nice to have a more crunchier combat-y, absolutely alien sci-fi thing. So that's one thing I want to try because they've already released 3 playtest things. So definitely on the goals I want to try some Starfinder.
Well, the fact that the systems are going to be interchangeable, that was my favorite part of World of Darkness, is one person could be a ghost, and one person could be a changeling, and one person could be a wizard, and one person could be Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and 3 people could be a vampire, and it all worked. It all worked. And then one of the vampires dies, and his new character is a goddamn were-tiger ninja, and that works too. Everything just worked. Everything just mashed together. Magic, swords, guns, motorcycles, riding a horse, it all just worked. It all worked together perfectly. The kind of games that we will be able to run when Pathfinder 2 and Starfinder share the same system is gonna be fucking crazy. Final Fantasy VII-esque stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be fighting ghosts and robots at the same time with your gun arm and your giant sword. You're going to be summoning magic from the planet to get Bahamut to come down. I mean, this stuff is just going to happen because it's all going to just mash together. It's going to be so good.
I can run my Final Fantasy 14
Sci-Fantasy, baby. Sci-Fantasy, it's on the horizon. 2024, going to be some good shit. It's going to be some good shit. I am so happy that we spent 2023 learning to play Pathfinder 2 just so that we can play it with Starfinder when it gets smashed together. It's going to be so good. Chrono Trigger, Xenogears, Xenosaga, like all that stuff. Voltron. We can play Voltron.
I can see like a time jumping like Pathfinder game where you're jumping back in time, like when back in time is Pathfinder, in the future is Starfinder, and you're just jumping back and forth.
That's the stuff right there. Oh my god, it's exciting. It's exciting stuff. So I've added to your list. I went up to your list and I added try Starfinder to your goals. So now you have 2 goals. You have 2 goals now. All right. What else do I got? Play Kingdom Death Monster. Now, I just heard hours ago back from Kingdom Death Studios, and they have approved us doing a stream of their playtest VTT. They're very, very like private about like all their stuff. Like the game is like a secret sex club. Do you know what I'm saying? Like everybody wants in, but it's like eyes wide shut. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody actually knows what's happening in there. But like they were like, yeah, you know what? We talked about it, and you're right. Like we should have some people stream about it. I think that's actually a good idea. So we're gonna. I mean, I say we. I don't know if you're gonna be able to do it or not. We got to find it. We got to figure this out. But like, I have 4 seats for their VTT, and permission from them to do a stream series about Kingdom Death Monster with their new prototype VTT. Pretty damn exciting. So 2024, we got a lot of good stuff on the horizon. There's a lot of good stuff on the horizon. So yeah, I'm very, very excited. So I think that is my goals. It's a lot of goals. Considering I also have to take care of my family, my pugs, maintain my day job.
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah.
My personal ones. There's a pretty big list there. It's just,
right? Yeah.
We limited the tabletop, so I try to limit it to tabletop.
Oof. Well, we do have 10 minutes left, so why don't we see what their resolutions? Oh, do you have some?
I do have one more small goal.
Okay.
I want to play a charisma character for once.
Oh, okay. Okay. Do you want me to kill Maya and you just make a new character? Is that...
No.
Oh, okay.
She's a charisma character. She's a wisdom charisma character now with the feat, so it's okay.
Gotcha. Well, did you see the art that I got in for Primrose? Primrose Dark Petal. I know you were saying that the Lotus Switch might not be the best.
Well, it's not that. It's just that I feel like
you think
she's
too irresponsible.
The Lotus Switch that Maya knows would probably get expelled.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying.
Know. Maybe this universe is maybe this is like younger Lotus Switch that actually was a.
How I was gonna play it is this is Lotus Switch when she first got exiled and she was stripped of all her magic, so she's like back to level 1 kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So she's been humbled.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe.
But I was talking to Cryptic Muffin about Pathfinder 2 characters, and I said, they were asking, they're like, well, if you did sign up for Dom's game, what would you play? And I was like, well, I think if he'd let me, I think it'd be hilarious to do the Lotus Switch to kind of be like some Crash universe like lore building, like what happened to her after she got exiled, like what was the story there? And they were like, oh, well, what class would you be? And I was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'd probably just take Primrose and just switch human changeling out for the Sphinx, because I spent 4 fucking hours building that character. So like, I don't want to spend another 4 hours building another spellcaster. And it occurred to me in that moment that Pathfinder 2 characters are like commander decks in Magic the Gathering. Like, I could see myself having like 5 or 6 eventually, and then just being like, for this campaign, I'm going to play my summoner again. For this campaign, I'm going to play my fighter again. But like, it's so hard. It's so much work to build a good Pathfinder 2 character. And I'm not saying it's not fun, but like, if I died in a campaign, I would just go to my proverbial shelf and I would pull one of my commander decks down off the shelf that is just fighter rogue, and I would be like, this is what I'm going to play now, and I would just slap a new race on it and a new name tag, and it would be the same fucking fighter rogue build that I used the last time I played fighter rogue, because they ain't going to fuck around. You know what I'm saying? It's so much work, and spellcaster is like taking an online college course. It is a lot of work.
The hard part about spellcaster, like, I'm playing a wizard in Season of Ghosts, and I say the only hard part is just picking spells. That is just it. It's just picking spells, because I have no idea what these spells do. Because this is my first time in the system. I can pick spells in 5e because I know enough about the spells, and the spells, there's only like 5 really good spells anyways. Yeah. In Pathfinder, every spell is kind of like, what the heck is this?
Listen to me. Listen to me right now. Listen to me. The spells in your Strength of Thousands game that's primarily roleplay, we could take all the fun, cool spells. Yes. In a campaign like Abomination Vaults, we can't fuck around, okay? Like, we can't be taking all the cute spells. We can't take candy cannon. We can't take turn your intestines into ropes. We can't take magic donuts pop out of your asshole. We can't take those spells, okay? We gotta take the spells that keep you alive, alright? And there are not a lot of spells that keep you alive, okay? There's a lot of dumb spells that are very fun, and this is just like Commander. Just like Magic the Gathering Commander. You can make a fun, goofy deck and be like, I made this fun, goofy deck, and then the other players show up with their 7 power level deck, and they just destroy you because they're like, oh, well, we had 50,000 cards to choose from. I chose the best cards because I'm not a fucking idiot. And it's like, oh, well, I made a Pinkie Pie deck because I thought it'd be funny. You know what I mean? Like, you have to know what campaign you're going in to know the quote-unquote power level of your build. Because, yeah, I would love to take some of the goofball stupid spells that are in there. Like this bitch right here, she's got a spell where she can vomit up blood. The blood turns into a bird. The bird goes and spies on people. When the bird comes back, she has to break the bird's neck and eat it to get the information that the bird got while it was spying. That's an actual raw spell in Pathfinder 2. And I was like, that is incredible. That is incredible. So yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, it's definitely what campaign is it in before you go picking out your spells. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so I guess with the little time we have left, we want to hear what chat has to say.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
I jumped out. I jumped.
Oh, no worries. It's all good. I would love to see you play a charisma character. I think you have danced around charisma characters a lot, but you were afraid to commit. You know what I'm saying? I think you doubted yourself. I think you doubted yourself a little bit on those characters. Like
when I had signed up for Alkenstar,
yeah,
I had put I was thinking of charisma character. I was like, this is gonna be the time.
I know, but you were already in like 14 of my games.
Yeah. I honestly, I should I signed up for it and it was like, why am I doing this? I'm trying to cut back. I can't be doing this.
Yeah.
But it's
for equity's sake, I was like, I can't have Dom in 3 games. So
I'm glad you turned me down because I should not have signed up.
Yeah. So, all right, chat. What do you got? What are you doing this year? Let me scroll through. Let's see what they're up to. Okay. Crash, you're the greatest. Oh, thanks. That was really nice. Let's see. Join book club. Oof. That's for you, man. I tried their book club. You know what they read a lot in that book club.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
too much.
Oof.
Time limits.
I mean, I don't know.
Deadlines.
I mean, if someone wants to start a One Piece anime book club, I mean that maybe. Is there like a movie book club? Is that a thing? Like I could watch a movie and talk about it. Let's see. Finish Mythic. Oh, that's my wife making fun of us. Damn. Wow. All right. Let's see. All right. I'm not seeing it. Does anybody have any New Year's resolutions or goals? Okay. We got one. Okay. Oh.
Yeah, Carstafona wants to set up Cyberpunk.
Nice.
Wants to run a Cyberpunk game.
Carstafona, are you gonna set up 2020 Red, or are you gonna set up the good one, 2077? I'll let you catch up on that. Darby's goal is server DM bingo card. Yeah, he has somehow managed to get into almost every DM's games on the server. It's pretty damn impressive. But I have to ask how serious he is about it. Did you, Darby, play in any of Red's charity games? Because if you didn't play in a Red Cobalt game, you ain't going to finish that bingo card. Just saying.
Yeah.
Let's see. Just maybe COVID doesn't absolutely destroy me next time. I'm preparing it. Oh, wait. Butler log. No, your character set up. Blah, blah, blah. Fastest Crash game completion. Scottrick's goal is fastest Crash Gem game completion. I was teasing Cryptic Muffin about this. I was like, man, when do you guys want to start? We could start this campaign on Mondays. You only got like 3 sessions left. I've never seen a more efficient group of adventurers in my life. They are a wonder. I'm just in awe. I'm in awe of them. I'm just like, wow. They always make the decision. They always make like. And here, I'm gonna be totally transparent. Anybody that watched me prepping for these games, you heard me probably say, well, Saturday's gonna be pretty fucking efficient because some of the biggest brains on our server in one party. I'm talking about the mega minds. We got the real nerds. We got the
Yep.
real nerds, right?
I remember this.
Yeah. I said they are gonna dismantle my campaign. They're gonna be so fucking good. They're gonna destroy this. And I was like, I'm really worried about my Monday game because they're my adorable goofballs. You know what I'm saying? They're my little sweeties.
Mhm.
They're my little cutie pies. You know what I'm saying? Like, nope. That's not what happened at all. Like, these guys are just like, every decision that's the most efficient and best decision, they just keep making it. And they just like blazing through it. They are so far ahead of the other group. And like Saturday, they have to have like a full like scientific TED talk, it feels like, about everything that they do before they do it. Meanwhile, the cutesy goofballs, they're like halfway through the fucking campaign already. It's like crazy. It's crazy.
And walking into this room is like, hey, that person doesn't look bad. Let's just shoot him. And then it turns out he was a bad guy. Okay,
yeah, it's crazy. It's like one of those movies where like they think that the person's gonna be like the worst secret agent ever, but then they're the best secret agent on accident.
Yeah.
Like that's the one they get.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to me. It's just everything just happens good for them too. Like the dice are always just like, here you go. Like Conti has never not just rolled a natural 20, not even a Pathfinder critical, just nat 20s with his gun. Every bad guy I send at him, he just blows their head off. It's just like, It's crazy. It's just like, I don't even know what to do. I'm just like, okay, well, I mean, when it's over, I guess. Man.
I love watching the two games because seeing how differently because I'm not gonna say, but I would say is that it's great. It's great to see the how different the two groups are.
Well, it reminds me a lot of Saltmarsh Sun and Moon. It reminds me a lot of Saltmarsh Sun and Moon because those games were so different from each other. Like, all right, let's see. My wife says, not making fun of you guys. I love listening to Mythic. Aw. It turns out that there's at least 2 other people that like listening to Mythic. We got 2 people that are speed running Mythic right now, and they're commenting a lot, which I love. It makes me so happy when you guys comment on the videos. I share it with the players so the players can feel appreciated and look back and remember what they've done and what they've experienced. So like anytime you have like 5 seconds to write anything at all about something that you watch, it means a lot, and it also helps the algorithm. But yeah, there's 2 guys watching their way through it. Yeah, it's just great. So, let's see. K-Nick says, I'm trying to make the game as long as possible. Bruh. Let's see. Maleficus says, prep an IRL Red Hand of Doom sandbox game. Oh, man. So, hold on. I had this incredible reveal. I didn't make the reveal, but I had it pointed out to me this week, and I have it on my Twitter X thing. So hold on, let me check. I reposted it. Basically, somebody was like, my favorite Forgotten Realms adventure is Red Hand of Doom, and then they posted like the map from Red Hand of Doom, and then they posted the this region of the Forgotten Realms. Hold on. Alright, so like this is the Forgotten Realms, okay? And this is El Surveil. It's the same place. So like all these years, I thought that El Surveil was the precursor, because this is 3.5 Dungeons & Dragons that this was made for. I thought it was the precursor for Nentervale, which is the Points of Light setting for 4th edition D&D. And that might be true, but it is also a direct copy of this region of the Forgotten Realms, the Rathgaunt Hills and the Shar. What? That's crazy. And so a very popular adaptation, if you are sick of Tiamat, is to just have Bane, God of Conquest, be the big bad for the campaign. And hobgoblins, they love conquest. And you could just put it in this region, the Shar, in Forgotten Realms, if you just wanted to have a Forgotten Realms game. Fucking awesome. Yeah, so I don't know. It's very cool. Let's see. So yeah, good luck with that. It's a fantastic campaign, and if I ever ran it again, which I do not think I would, but if I ever ran it again, I would definitely try to give it the same amount of sandbox love that I gave Curse of Strahd, because I worked my ass off to get Curse of Strahd set up completely before the campaign started, so that they were empowered to literally go anywhere they wanted to go. And it is interesting that all three groups have kind of gone to the same places. And I think that's a credit to the writers of the adventure, because they kind of made it so that you would want to go and be kind of coaxed to go to certain places. But at no point have I ever told them, like, no, you can't go there. I have broken the fourth wall and been like, you'll die if you go there. But they could still go there. And even last night, they were planning like a route to travel, and I was like, well, you don't have to go all the way around the mountains. I mean, you could go through the mountains if you want to. Like, everything is prepped. And it is a very powerful feeling as a DM, a confidence booster, to just have everything ready and be like, wherever you want to go. Like, nothing is going to surprise me at this point, because though it is a confined sandbox, because it's a demi-plane, and I know everywhere that you can go. I know everywhere that you can go, and I know all the things that you could do. And that feels really good. That feels really good. Yeah. So, yeah, props. Especially IRL, too, is always a different experience for tabletop, for sure.
Maybe
Let's see.
that should probably be a goal.
What?
I've never run anything IRL.
Okay, well, what about DaviCon? We could make that a goal. We all show up at David's house, and then we run some IRL D&D. You know what I'm saying? We'll do a little IRL D&D. I'll go ahead and add that. DaviCon 2024. Why? I mean, I'm not going by myself. I mean, all right. Let's see. We'll do DaviCon.
We gotta add. No, you gotta add a David section on here.
David's. Yeah, we're gonna make David's resolutions and goals for him. Yeah, and. He had a rough night last night. It was a rough night. Yeah, it was a rough night last night. That was a rude awakening to return to Curse of Strahd and have that session. But like you said, it really got us back on track. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really was like, this is Curse of Strahd. Let's see. I would do things that Twitch Automod would ban me for saying to play in one of your sandbox games. Aw. Thanks. I would love to create a pirate game with the sandbox treatment that I gave Curse of Strahd. That would be awesome. Hey. That would be awesome. I mean,
you're supposed to be doing stuff with Heroic Mass. They got a lot of good pirate maps.
God, they do. We could make an entire like mini campaign setting and have maps for every part of it. Oh my god, man. I don't know. I feel so bad. We like partnered up, and then I like flaked out on them. I'm like the worst. The worst.
I mean, it's understandable with what happened at the end.
And there's no hard feelings. We're still we're still bros. We're still cool. But yeah, it's maybe. Let's see. Skull and Shackles remix. It's definitely tempting. There's a lot of games that I'd love to play and run and create. There's just only so much time. And as you can see, I already have a rather large list of goals this year. I already reached out to Roll20 about the ambassador thing, and I already reached out and heard back from Kingdom Death about essentially, I guess, ambassadoring that game. It's tempting. I mean, while I'm shooting shots here, to just message like MCDM, being like, hey, you looking for some groups to run your shit? I mean, like put MCDM sponsored in the bottom left hand corner of the stream. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we run some pretty rowdy games. Send them like a combat highlight reel. I don't know. Could be cool. I just don't want to like have too much going on. You know what I'm saying? Too much going on.
Yeah.
because when you do shoot your shot, you have to follow through with the shot. Is the problem?
Yeah.
Like yeah. So like shooting shots is great, but then if like you actually land all your shots, what the fuck are you gonna do then? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What happens if what you call it? Roll Tony comes back, CDM comes back, and the Kingdom Death people come back at the same time.
Well, Kingdom Death people already came back, so now
yeah.
So I'm already 1 out of 3. If I get 3 out of 3, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. I guess we're not running fucking Kobold King, so which is a shame because I got Kobold King for Christmas. Where is it? It's on my forbidden shelf. Here we go. Look at this. Oh, sparkly. Yeah. So I mean, there's just not enough time to run and play all the games, man. Cause like I've been fiending for more Baldur's Gate 1. I don't know. Like other than completely embarrassing myself reading erotica out loud on stream, I'm so glad that we're using the PNG tuber and I'm not like on web camera, because you could cook an egg on my face having to read some of the stuff that I've had to read for the Baldur's Gate 1 spicy mod. I was trying to explain. I was explaining to my kid. I was like, so you know all the scenes in Baldur's Gate 3 that are like kind of like spicy, but like you're just watching them, and then the voice actors are taking over, and like the voice actors were even too embarrassed, so they had to hire professional moaners to do the moaning in the background. And like, imagine if you had to read all of that out loud. Like the Divinity 2 narrator. Do you remember the Divinity 2 narrator? You play Divinity 2, right?
Yeah.
So like when the Red Prince is like banging the Red Princess, and the old British man is talking about her lizard breasts, and I was like, that's how I felt the other night with with Baldur's Gate 1. I was like, oof, this is killing me a little bit. Anyways, let's see. MCDM when? Cryptic Muffin says 2 weeks. Sounds good to me. All right, we have definitely passed an hour, and I have things to do. Not a lot of pressing things to do, but things I'd like to do. So, on that note, we will end our vodcast for the week. Our resolutions and goals are set in stone. Well, I mean, they're a Google document, but they're set in stone. So there's no deviations, no wimping out. We're going to make it happen. I hope. I hope. All right, sweet. So, Dom, enjoy your weekend. Everyone else, enjoy your weekend. Tomorrow morning, Outlaws High Noon resumes.
You find a streamer?
I have not found a streamer. I think Larry's going to try to stream it. I have the capacity to stream it, but if you're available, I mean...
Yeah, I should be available Saturday morning.
Okay.
I think I'm waking up earlier tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, it's 9 to 12, so...
Yeah, I'll probably set it up and, like, follow the characters while I go and do other stuff while I'm muted.
Just put yourself on auto-follow. I'll give you a cameraman to auto-follow.
Yeah.
If we have a shared cameraman, I could just move your cameraman around.
Yeah,
that could actually work pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I just got to be careful with my Shift Z's because they just stick around forever.
I'm gonna. My computer's gonna be here, and I'll be listening in. I'm gonna be like doing housework while.
That makes sense. Otherwise, I will try to record locally a player view as well. But if I can get somebody else to do it, that'd be great, because it's a real pain in the ass to do both. So.
I watch it every Saturday morning anyway. So.
And Sunday, Mythic continues, which is pretty exciting because we left off, pretty interesting spot, I think. And then tomorrow afternoon, I will be playing my in-person Kingdom Death campaign, which I assembled all my little mans. Look, here's Evil Santa Claus. He's got a bag full of babies, and he's got a beard made out of hands, and he's got antlers made out of like eyeball slimes, and then we got this crocodile here made out of fingers.
Nope.
Yeah, pretty cute. And then there's these mermaids. Look at these. See these little mermaids? And they've got titties all over their back, and they squirt poisonous smoke out of their titties.
Nope.
Game of the year, buddy. Anyways, so I'm excited. It's gonna be a great weekend. It's gonna be a great year. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and we'll see you guys next time.
Alrighty.
right.
Take care.